I want to now go to another case of a shambles around Indigenous cultural claims. This one relates to a footy stadium project that's being planned for Orange, a major city, of course, in the New South Wales Central Tablelands. Now, there's federal and state money in this footy stadium, and the council there negotiated with the Orange Aboriginal Land Council, and they worked out a deal over the land, and all was good. The footy stadium can go ahead. But subsequently, another Indigenous man has raised concerns with the council, and he was demanding reparations. A meeting was planned for today, but it was cancelled at the last minute because the council says there's no claim to discuss. Let me bring in Roy Archie. He's from the Orange Aboriginal Lands Council. Thanks for joining us, Roy. Good to talk to you again. You did the dealing, your organisation did the dealing with this footy stadium, and you got some other land out of it for the Aboriginal community. All's good, right? There shouldn't be any impediment to this project.
Absolutely, Chris. Look, first and foremost, thanks for having me on your program. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and your listeners. The Orange Local Aboriginal Land Council, under the Aboriginal Land Agreement, which is the legislation that's a statutory authority, they've been in negotiation with Orange Local Aboriginal Land Council for the last 6 years, Chris. This didn't happen overnight. It took 6 years to hammer out this negotiation around what would be beneficial for the Local Aboriginal Land Council, its members, but more importantly, what would be beneficial for the whole of the Orange community. So the Local Aboriginal Land Council said, yes, absolutely. The stadium is going to be beneficial to young footballers up and coming, current footballers, rugby league players. So it's a benefit for the whole of the community. And lo and behold, we get councillors, the mayor and other councillors wanting to meet with this group that, and you've seen from the information that I sent you around compensation. Now, look, I know, Chris, as an elected member, I was an elected councillor on the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council. I met with my constituents all the time. However, I think in this case, it's a little bit different to roads, rubbish and guttering when we're talking about compensation for a group that is unlegitimate. Yes, they're claiming that they're Wiradjuri people. I'm not going to take that away from them. However, under the statutory authority of the native title legislation, which you know really well, and under the land rights legislation, there's boundaries.
Yeah.
However, these people are unaccountable to anyone. There's no boundaries. It's open slather, Chris.
Well, it's quite incredible because you've had a sensible negotiation. You've won a good compromise here where the development's supported and the town marches on. I think we've got some posts here from social media that show this other group led by Paul Towney drumming up support, looking forward to meeting the council. It was going to be today, and here they've even got a GoFundMe page with a $6,000 or something there ready to push their cause. Now, thankfully, Roy, the council has told me today they cancelled the meeting because they don't think there's any right or need to have this meeting. There's no case for reparations as it was put to them. These people were after reparations. But so the council's holding firm at this stage. But we don't know where this will end up because you're involved, of course, in nearby the Blaney gold mine, where the expansion of that mine has been held up because out of the blue, after your council has given it the okay, someone else comes in and throws a spanner in the works. It's an absolute mess.
Well, Chris, it depends on who you believe. According to that Facebook post, and that post is that the council reached out to this group and wanted to meet with the group to talk about compensation. And now all of a sudden we see an article in the Australian where the council, the mayor, have come back and said, no, once we found out it was about compensation, we cancelled the meeting straight away. So, look, I understand, Chris, that there's councillors within Orange City Council that are not real happy. They're really concerned about what's going on here, Chris. There's a lot of unanswered questions. In actual fact, Chris, there's more unanswered questions than what there is questions. And the council need to be responsible and accountable back to the ratepayers of Orange City Council. And the Local Aboriginal Land Council reached out to the mayor and said, we understand that you're meeting with this group. And it wasn't until the Local Aboriginal Land Council reached out to the mayor that they realised that, hang on, someone's onto us, we probably have to cancel this meeting.
And they did. Thanks for joining us, Roy. Appreciate it. Roy, I see there, who is with the Orange Aboriginal Land Council. This is the problem, right? When you deal with any sort of development, whether it's the council or a company or any private individual, and you get agreement from the authorised local Aboriginal Land Council, that should be it. But no, people come from everywhere. Someone's got to work out who's telling the truth and who's not. What a shambles.